Hello, I'm sorry. Hello, everybody. This is James, and I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown of my 009 collection. So, up at the very front, here we have prints from the Festiniog Railway, and I did buy this at the Festiniog and Welsh Highland Railway when I went and visited in October of 2023. It is the best puller in terms of pulling capacity in the fleet that I have. And it's overall one of the best locomotives that I have in my 009 collection. It's made by Cato Pico, and I would highly recommend buying it. And of course, let's move right along. This is Tailflyn. It's made from a Bachmann Skarloey, which I bought the Skarloey model while I was at the Tailflyn Railway in Wales. And it's a very nice little model. I would have gotten the detail pack for it, but unfortunately they were out of that. They just had the base model, so I bought that, and I used a Fleischmann locomotive as detail parts, which is why it has a Fleischmann smoke box stuck to its front. And I did do the decals myself. Right over here, if my camera will focus, here is one of the 240s kits that I got while at the Tailflyn. This is Dalgach on a Bachmann Renaeus chassis, and it's an okay runner for the most part. I do not like the friction fit that 40s has for their locomotives, so I cut one of the screw pegs from my Bachmann Renaeus chassis and put it in the body shell of this one and screwed it on, and I mean it works okay. It does have a noticeable stutter though when it runs. I am still tweaking that. It has nothing to do with the valve gear. It is everything to do with where with how the chassis sits on the shell. To be honest, I am thinking about just buying another Renaeus and repainting that one and getting the detail parts kit and doing that to it. So yeah, but still very nice, very good kit, and I loved putting it together. Now over here, this one is made by Double M Pro, and it's available on Etsy. This is meant to go on a Cato chassis, a Cato electric locomotive chassis, I believe. Although mine had tram skirts when I originally bought it, and I took these off. It is the Falcon that they make, and I specifically got this because I wanted a model of Sir Hayden back when it arrived at the Festiniog, when it arrived at the Tailflyn Railway, which is why it has no buffers, and it has its large chorus cab, and it's only open on one side. I didn't want to paint it black. I decided to paint it the same TR green as Dalgach and the next model up ahead are. If you're wondering why Tailflyn is not the same green, it is because I had to hand paint that model. I could not get it to come apart no matter how many screws I took out of it, and I was very scared of accidentally ripping the chassis in half, so I just decided to repaint that. These ones I could actually take apart and use the proper spray paint for. But yeah, but I did like this one. This is a very good model kit. I did have to do a lot of modification to it in order to get it to work, but I like how it came out. Although I am thinking about just eventually gluing the chassis in, because this one is a friction fit. It was supposed to be an interference fit. There was originally a peg attached to the motor, but it just kind of popped off one day and I haven't been able to find it. So yeah. And of course, we have the second of the 240s kits that I got while I was in England. Oh, I forgot to mention. This one I did order while I was in England, so it technically counts. And the person making it was also in England, so hurrah. So here we go. This is the Edward Thomas model by 40s. I really like how it came out. What I don't like is how the Bachmann Peter Sam chassis is put together, because yeah, I don't like having exposed motor pieces. Yeah, I say that, and then there's one right here, but that can't be helped. This totally could have been re-engineered. I'm gonna be honest, Bachmann. But if I look at it this way, ooh, look, it disappears. So yeah, but I do like how this came out. It was a blast to put together, and I'm probably going to get the Giesel ejector variant the next time I go to the Tailflyn, if it's still in stock, of course. And now on to one of the few models that's unfinished. This is a Glyn Valley Tramway engine. Specifically, I'm modeling mine after Sir Theodore, the first of the locomotives. Although his had an open cab, not an enclosed one, but I'm just going to put some markers down there to make it look like the rebuilt cab that some of the GVT engines had. But yeah, This one is not, the base model is not made off of anything in particular. It is just a general model, so you can make it whatever it is that you want. And I'm eventually going to Dremel out the side plates. So that way you can actually see, so these will look like they're opened, and you can actually see on the left side, you will be able to see the valve gear. It uses a Minitrix chassis, even though this is supposed to use the same electric locomotive chassis that this one was designed for. So yeah. And now on to my latest acquisitions. This is my Mini Trains Baldwin. I got this at a train show. It unfortunately did not work when I got it. However, after a lot of cleaning and replacing the brushes, it now runs, although it's still a bit jerky, so I may have to do some tinkering with it. But I am going to repaint it at some point because I don't like the plain black. It just doesn't look right for this engine. But it's a very nice little thing. It runs around quite nicely. And now, on to the last one. This I got mint in box for very cheap. This is a Roco locomotive. It is an 060, and this thing runs as smooth as butter. In fact, I think it runs just as great as Prince does in terms of it being able to crawl. Although I don't know if I'm going to keep it as a German locomotive. I may either Anglicize it or Americanize it, depending on how I feel about my 009 scale models at that point in time. But I really like how it is. So probably for now I'm going to leave this one as is, but boy, it's a beautiful engine. So yeah, there you have it. If I could zoom back out, there we go. There's all my 009 engines. So we have exactly, I believe it's 9, 3, 6, 7, no, we have 8. We have 8 engines. So yeah, hopefully my fleet will expand at some point once more. I am thinking about getting a Fairley, although I don't want to buy the Bachmann one that's come out, or I think it's Bachmann, or is it Kato? I can't remember, but one of them made a Fairley recently, and I don't like the price, and I don't like that it's majority plastic. I would rather have a die-cast model. So yeah, but until then, we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.